Hello, this is Zan Reports Football. This is my reaction towards Germany's 7-1 victory over Curacao. Uh, the 2-2 draw between the Netherlands and Japan. Ivory Coast 1-0 win over Ecuador. And Sweden's 5-1 win against Tunisia. So let's begin. Starting off with Germany's 7-1 win against Curacao. First, I believe that, let me start off with Curacao. Even though they got destroyed 7-1, I think their fans and even somewhat, the players and the staff and maybe like the federation might be just happy that they're here. Since they haven't really planned it long term compared to like a Cape Verde, and I believe them scoring a goal, even like that's they will take that um like they take that moment um and their overall experience of at least qualifying to the World Cup. So since they're, I believe, the smallest, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're the smallest country in this tournament. I don't know about in terms of like World Cup history. Um, but they're just like a Dutch province island. So yeah, so it's amazing for Kershaw to be part of this World Cup, even though they got destroyed 7-1, um, which might be annoying for them. But going to Germany, focusing on Germany. Um, Let me get the bad stuff out of the way for Germany. Leroy Sané is a deterrence to this Germany national team. In their attack, he ruins everything. He misses easy chances. For example, he had literally a chance one-on-one with the goalkeeper. His first touch was really good. I give credit to him for that. But he couldn't finish it. He messed it up. And he just ruins the attack in general. Like, the only reason why he's starting because he's fast. And um and that's it really. But and there's no one really fast like him. Um, yeah, but but I do think like someone like a Jamie Laveling is a good better ringer than Sane 2026. So it's kind of disappointing that he doesn't really get a chance. But somehow Nagelsmann needs to find a way to avoid using Sane because in the Euro 2024 he used Verts and Musiala. I believe Wirtz was on the left hand side, and then Musiala was on the right hand side, and then he used like he put those players in, and then he also used Gundogan as like the number 10. But instead of Gundogan, since he's not part of the squad, he could drop Kai Havertz in the number 10, and then put in Nick Voltemada or Dennis Undav as the main striker. Personally, I would start Dennis Undav over Voltemada, but because I think Undav, a lot of Germany fans want him to start. I think he's delivered more for the national team compared to a Voltemada. So yeah, I definitely think Undav should start as the striker, and he's shown that since he came on in this game, and he got a goal and a really nice assist. His assist again, even though it's against Kershaw, like it assist itself was really nice because it was a back heel to Nathaniel Brown to get his goal, which was a good moment for him. And yeah, and then another concern for Germany is Kimmich at the right back spot because Kershaw was targeting Kimmich and he was kind of struggling. Because he doesn't really, he really isn't a right back. He's like a midfielder, and he doesn't have pace. And for me, I believe that fullbacks like they need speed, they need pace to keep up with the wingers and stuff like that. And Kimmich doesn't really have that. So like a team like Kershaw knew that type of weakness and kind of exposed that. Um, Not exposed it, but um, were threatening it. And yeah. But not the positives. I really think Nemanja, the midfielder for Germany, he scored the really nice goal for Germany. Really had a really good dominant game. Um, I think Schlotterbeck as well, like, shows that he's a good presence, aerial presence for set pieces for Germany. Um, uh, and um, and like regarding going back to Dennis Undav, like I really do believe Germany should start Dennis Undav. I think he's a really good player and very underrated player. Um, and yeah, um, Musiala, I'm happy like for Musiala to get the goal for Germany. Like Musiala got a good goal for Germany. Um, he's on it against Curacao, obviously, but he's like gaining back fitness and showing high energy, and so on. Um, and yeah, like those are the positives. Like Germany shouldn't go crazy over this game, but because it's just Curacao. But it's a very dominant performance. They got tons of goals, which is very important for the goal difference. In which help. I mean, basically sets up Germany for being one of the best third place teams now. Just in case if they mess up against Ivory Coast and Ecuador. But yeah, like yeah. So it sets them up nicely, and you can't really take too much out of the game. If they win dominantly against an Ecuador and the Ivory Coast, then yeah, maybe people should respect Germany and maybe talk about them. But again, though, Germany shouldn't be crazy. Germany fans shouldn't be crazy and stuff like that. Next game is Netherlands 2, Japan 2. First half was really dead, to be honest, because Netherlands was trying to do like the tiki taka, slow build up play, and they were just struggling to break down Japan. And it's not Japan's fault for they defend strong and you could just contain this Netherlands team. Um, because they were playing so slow in the first half. But in the second half, it was really entertaining. Netherlands made it 1-0 through Virgil van Dijk from a corner. Um, and then Japan made it 1-1 through Nakamura outside of the box. Nice shot. Um, and and then Netherlands made it 2-1 through Somerville, which was a really good, nice goal. And Somerville was Netherlands' best attacker. And Japan made it 2-2 because one of the Japan players headed it. I thought it was him who scored it, but it was actually Daiji Kamada because the ball just hit his head and he didn't even notice it. So, yeah, that's kind of funny. But yeah, for me, Netherlands, it's, their attacks really, um, you know, disappointing. Like Somerville being your best flary attacker, is not a good sign. You know, Mullen was poor in this game. He missed a very good chance. Gakpo was mid. Having to rely on Depay and Brobbey as your substitutes is not a good sign. So yeah. And defensively, they're kind of shaky as well. Like Van Hag was kind of nervous. Um, Van de Ven as well. So yeah, it's kind of shaky. The only strongest part of their squad is like the midfield. Other than that, though, it's like things aren't perfect for Netherlands, and they're kind of like Ronald Koeman was kind of messed up because he's relied on too much defending to keep that 2-1 lead against Japan, which allowed Japan to grow into the game. And Japan, even though they're missing like a Karu Matoma, they still have some other players to turn up as well, and who are flary and stuff like that. But the only negative sign with Japan is like they're not a really physical team. They rely too much on team cohesion, team patterns, play patterns, or whatever. Um, and like too much patterns of possession. They need that individualism, which Matoma had, but it's unlucky for them. He's injured, so yeah. But overall, at least as a neutral, the game was entertaining, especially in the second half, because the first half was bad. Ivory Coast won, Ecuador nil. Tons of opportunities, chances, even from Ecuador's point of view. But unlucky enough for them, they rely on Ender Valencia as their main striker, and he had a really good opportunity and he missed it. And there were some other good chances from Ecuador as well. And I just said that defensively they won't get destroyed, even though Ivory Coast has a really good attack with the likes of Diomande, because defensively they're strong as Ecuador. But attacking wise, I don't know if they really are going to create anything, which they did in this game, but their attackers like Ender Valencia let them down. But for Ivory Coast, like Diomande was brilliant in this game. It was just the only issue was his clinical. He didn't get the goal. But he in the first half, especially, he was destroying Hincapié and stuff like that on his right hand side, like he was playing right wing, um, and he was destroying Hincapié. And then in the second half, he switched to the left, and then he got past the two Ecuador defenders, and like that would have been a really sick goal if he got once he got past the two defenders, and then if he just scored it and scored after that move, that would have been a nice goal. But at least luckily enough, Ivory Coast has other options, not just Diamande, even though you could argue he's their best attacker. Amad Diallo was in the right place, right time. Nice finish, composed finish to make it 1-0 at the very end of the game. And they get the 3 points for Ivory Coast. And that was a very important win. I thought it was going to end 0-0. I thought both teams would get a point, but Ivory Coast gets the important 3 points. And basically helps them, um, you know, um, get top two because I think they're going to destroy Curacao. And we'll see about the Germany game. That might be a really fun game as well. So, yeah. Finally, Sweden 5, Tunisia 1. Funnily enough, Tunisia sacked their manager after this game. Lamucci, I believe that's his name. Um, he got fired after this game. Um, and yeah. But regarding Sweden, obviously, you know, Sweden are clinical, especially with having Gyökeres, Isak, Ayari, Yasin Ayari was really good in this game. Really had really nice goals outside the box, especially his second goal. It was a really nice, powerful shot at the very end of the game. And then Matthias Vanberg had a really nice moment for himself coming on the pitch right after getting substituted. He got his goal. It was at first thought it was offside. The referee thought it was offside, but it's actually allowed. So it was a really nice moment for him. And then regarding Tunisia, um, like I just like I don't know too much regarding about Lamucci and how the fans think about him as manager. I saw one person saying that he should have started Tunaki at the left wing and so on, and the whole team was disjointed under him, um, and so on. Um, but like I don't know how much you're gonna have to blame him because Tunisia is like one of the worst African teams, and they're in a tricky group with the likes of Sweden, Netherlands, and Japan, like both really three strong teams coming against Tunisia compared to Tunisia's level. Like I don't know what you expect from him. Like for example, Sakiri, who's Tunisia's midfielder, literally lost the ball and basically forgot he's playing in the World Cup, and he literally walked the ball and gave it to Alexander Isak and let him assist Gyökeres to make it I think a 3-1 and basically ended the game for Tunisia for coming back because they made it 2-1. They cut the deficit in half because Sweden was winning 2-0, but Tunisia made it 2-1 from a long throw in at that very end of the first half. And then Sakiri's mess up, you know, lost the ball. He lost the ball. He forgot that he was playing the World Cup. And Sweden made it 3-1 and ended the chances of a Tunisian comeback. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm just giving too much blame to the players. And maybe, I mean, that moment's not Lamucci's fault, the Tunisian manager's fault. That's a player's fault, but I don't know about the other things, other reasons. So, yeah. So hopefully you like this video and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.